Hello, welcome to our midweek devotion. Today's passage is taken from Psalms 56. Let me read to you. Psalms 56. Be merciful to me, my God, for my enemies are in hot pursuit. All day long they press their attack. My adversaries pursue me all day long. In their pride, many are attacking me. When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you, in God whose word I praise. In God I trust and am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? All day long they twist my words. All their schemes are for my ruin. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, hoping to take my life. Because of their wickedness, do not let them escape. In your anger, O God, bring the nations down. Record my misery. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. In God whose word I praise. In God I trust and am not afraid. What can man do to me? I am under vow to you, my God. I will present my thank offerings to you, for you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. This psalm is written by David. He wrote this psalm when he was running for his life. This account can be found in 1 Samuel chapter 21, verse 10 to 15. In the previous chapter in 1 Samuel, we learned that the King Saul, wanted David dead. David had nowhere to run, and he ended up in the enemy state, in the Philistine. The Philistines are his arch enemy. They have been invading Israel, and David has spent his whole life fighting the Philistines. But now he has to take refuge at his enemy's lair. When David arrives at Philistine, all the people recognize him immediately, and they said, "Is not this David, the king of the land? Did they not sing to one another of him in dances? Saul has struck down his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Oh, they remembered how David had been humiliating and tormenting them. Now, can you imagine how frightened David must have been? He is cornered. King Saul's men are behind him, wanting to kill him. His enemies are before him. He's totally alone and afraid. It is at a desperate time like this, David wrote this psalms, and he says in verse 1 to 2, "Be gracious to me, O God, because men yearn to swallow me. All day long their warrior oppresses me. Those who eyes me have yearned to swallow me all day long, for many fight against me, O Most High." In fact, he was not thinking very clearly at this time, David. He acted like a madman, hoping that the Philistine would not harm him. He is at the end of his rope. What would you do when you are at the end of your rope? Well, this is what David did. Verse 3 to 4. "The day I fear, I will hope to you. With God, I will praise his word. In God I trusted, I will not fear. What can flesh do to me?" He says, "In God I trust, I will not fear. What can man do to me?" Some of us have been in that place, whether it is failure, whether it's rejection or loss of job, or even sickness. We feel alone. We feel we are cornered. We feel helpless. And there's nowhere to hide. It seems hopeless. We feel like we are going mad. And these feelings are normal. Feeling afraid is not a sign of weakness. But we have a choice. We can choose to let our fear control us or run our lives. We can choose to live in fear and avoid situations or things that we are afraid of. Or we can be like David. We can choose to face our fears and trust that God will help us and save us from our fear. We can say, "In God I trust. I will not fear. What can man do to me? Upon me, O God, are your vows. I will pay thanksgiving offerings to you. For you saved my soul from death, even my feet from stumbling, to walk before God in the light of life." My friends, God is bigger than any of your situation. In fact, Jesus himself has chosen to be cornered. Jesus didn't need to come to earth to suffer, but he did. Jesus didn't need to go to the cross for us, but he did. But he trusts God the Father. He has risen from the dead and give us his Holy Spirit. He's always there to stand by your side, to help you face your fears and protect you in your weakest moments. He is stronger than any earthly thing. In your moments of weakness, will you cry out to God saying, "The day I fear, I will hope to you. With God, I will praise his word. In God I trusted, I will not fear. What can man do to me?" Remember that he has put you in this season for a reason, and he will help you through it. Stay strong in your faith, and he will always guide you. He is the creator of the universe. He can make things happen and turn things around. He can certainly help you work through your fears and difficult seasons of your life. May God bless you.